hands up for questions for us, please. Thank you.
Actually, apart from winning, what was the most pleasing thing about today?
I think today was probably my sharpest match that I'd played. I felt really comfortable moving around the court. I felt like I found the middle of the racket a lot sooner than my other matches, and I think particularly there were a few really tough long service games of my own that I had, and I was able to get out of those to continue the momentum. So I think all in all it was a pretty well-rounded performance, I think.
Ash, how does your preparation change when you're playing someone that you're not familiar with on the court compared to a player where you are very familiar with their game?
Not at all. No, nothing changes. I mean, Tyes sits down and watches a few of the matches, and then we speak about it and we put our brains together and see kind of what we think and ways that we can work around the match, work around her strengths, bring them back to my strengths. So it's exactly the same whether I've played someone 10 times or whether I've played them once. It's a fresh start every single time. Obviously, if you have played someone, you can draw on some of those experiences. But absolutely nothing changes.
Ash, some might say you've had a couple of nervy starts here at Melbourne Park. Do you feel it's more about figuring out your opponent?
Oh, I'm still here, so it's all good. I think it's a lot of the time it's not about how you start, it's about kind of how you continue through the match and for every single point. I know that if a player is going to beat me, they're going to have to play a very high quality match for a long period of time. It's not just the first 3 or 4 games or first set. It's across a 3-set match. So I know that's the challenge I try and present to my opponents as often as possible.
As she had a very fast rise and seeded at a slam suddenly after just being like a year ago, she was barely in the top 200. I'm just wondering, did you see enough from her today that kind of made you say, okay, now I know why she had that big lead?
Oh, incredibly so, yeah. Exceptional ball striker, very big game, big serve as well. And I think at times today I got a few too many looks at second serves, which was able to shift my court position up a little bit more. And then I felt like today I was able to bring the match back onto my racket a little bit. But I know I watched a few of her matches from Hobart. She played Lizette, one of our Aussie girls down in Hobart, and we watched that match purely out of interest with Lizette. But it was really good to see a young player who's a great ball striker, good mover, and has no fear out there.
You said it's the best you've played all summer, Ash. What makes you think that today's performance was your best all summer?
Yeah, best yet. Hopefully there's still a little bit left in me, but no, I think today was cleaner off the ground. I felt more comfortable on my racket. I felt like I could put the ball where I wanted to more often than not, and it's more a feeling than anything else. Obviously, I've been able to find a way and problem solve through a lot of my matches across the last 2 or 3 weeks, but today just a feeling for me. Felt like it was cleaner than the other matches.
3 games in now, Ash. Has the team identified any areas that you really need to work on coming into the second week?
I identify areas I need to work on every single day, regardless of whether it's first or second week or what doesn't matter what time it is of the season. But we practice those areas like we do every single day. We chip away. We try and improve 1, 2, 3% every single day. It's just what we do.
Ashley, as a German, it's quite interesting. Your doubles partner, you're playing Julia. You might meet up with her in singles as well. Firstly, how tough is it to play your doubles partner on the one hand? On the other hand, how did this combination work so well? What is the reason for that?
Yeah, obviously it would be nice. I've played Yulia a couple of times in singles, and we've kind of just started our doubles combination, I suppose. But she's an incredible person, and I think first and foremost that's what has drawn me to her. She's a great tennis player, but she's a lovely person. I enjoy spending time with her. I enjoy seeing her every day, and regardless of how we go in doubles, that's the relationships that I want to build off the court before we start on the court.
What was it like after that? But reflecting now, like at the time you explained it, but reflecting now, meeting her that time you became world number 1. What was said, how she reacted, how you reacted, what did that do to the relationship? Anything at all?
Yeah, there's probably only a handful of people who I would have liked to have shared that moment with. I think probably Casey's up there with Yulia as well, but. Yeah, I mean, Jules said some really nice things and kind of made me tear up a little bit. She's a quality person, a quality human being, and it doesn't matter what happens on the tennis court. For her, she's the same person, and that's what I love about her.
Ash, you've said previously she kind of looked after you when you first arrived. On the tour? Can you take us back to that time when you first met her and started practicing with her?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough through Casey actually to meet a lot of my friends on the tour now. She was drawn to quality people on tour, and me being a little puppy following her around, I was drawn to them as well. So I think I was fortunate enough to have someone like Case guide me in the right direction. And Yule's been a very nice friend for a long time now, and it's just been a very easy relationship.
Ash, I wanted to ask you about Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian girl. She's playing Wozniacki now. She's about to be up a set against her. I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on her? I believe you did play her before. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, played Ons before, played doubles with her as well. It's she's a great person as well. I enjoy giving her a little bit of stick every single day when I see her, and she gives it back, which I love. It's great banter, and it's really nice to see her, I think, starting to play some of the bigger matches and get herself deeper in tournaments, because she's got the ability, she's got the brain on the tennis court, and it's really nice to see her put it together. Again, someone who brings a smile to my face whenever I see them.
Ash, if it is Alison next round, what are your thoughts on that?
I think we'll just have to wait and see a little bit. Obviously, it's a different opponent, Alison or Yule. Obviously, very different players, but I think we just have to wait a little bit. There's no point me focusing on one or the other at this stage. They still have to play. They still have to go out there and fight. And I think everyone plays a little bit differently in different situations, different surfaces. So there are a lot of variables that will come into it, regardless of who I play. So I think we'll just wait and see a little bit.
Ash, you look so comfortable after you've been able to problem solve on the run. Are you not doing your homework, or are you just figuring out people so well, so early in matches?
No, not doing my homework? What do you mean?
As in, because it seems like you're making changes early on, where you not struggle. You after 15 or 20 minutes, you find yourself so comfortable that you figured them out.
Oh, I think it's an adjustment for everyone. Obviously, I've seen them play different matches and spoken to Tyes about how they've played different opponents, but there's always a feeling out period. I think when two players match up for the first time in particular, I think it's kind of finding what pattern she's going to go to, what one she's going to go away from, and then it's kind of trying to put that together. But it's a puzzle. It's an ongoing problem-solving act, I suppose, throughout the whole match, not just in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes.
The expectations are rising. How are you feeling as you progress through the tournament?
My expectations are rising?
No, everyone's expectations
Yours are.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Well, I don't care about yours, so it's all good. I'm fine.
You're not feeling the pressure at all?
No, I mean, like I've said from the very start, for us, it's about coming out here and enjoying it. I'm loving every minute. I'm trying to do the best that I can, and that's all I can ask of myself.
When you look back at the Alison match from Wimbledon, what went wrong then when you thought about it in the days afterwards?
Probably a match that I didn't want to think about, really. For me, it was the end of a long trip, and I felt like I was pretty tired, and it had been a massive few months away from home. But there were bits and pieces of that match that I did well. I was probably a 15-30 or a 30-all early in the second set from getting a break, which you never know. It could change the turn of the match, but not a match that I've worried or stressed about or lost sleep over. I think whoever I do play in the next round, we prepare no differently, and we just go out there and try and do it.
Ash, what changed in your life since being number one?
There's a number one next to my name, and that's about it. I think my family is the same. I'm the same. It's just there's a different number sitting next to my name, and I've had some incredible experiences on that journey to try and get to number one and getting there. And I've played on some beautiful courts against some tough opponents, but nothing's changed.
Just in terms of scheduling, Ash, how much easier is it to know exactly when you're going to go on court like you did this morning first up?
It's not easier or harder. It just kind of is. It is what it is. And, I've played enough matches where I've waited for hours and hours on end, warming up, not warming up again, are kind of all different things. I feel like I'm experienced enough to know that when I have my 15 or 20 minutes before I go on the court, I warm up, I go through my processes, and then we get ready to play. Thank you. Thanks, guys.